So that sovereign's holding court in a vast, glittering hall, drawing our attention to our role as the keepers of gold. The gold being and not knowing, not to know knowing. I could sense myself in him, always alone but never lonely, opening me to a vast land of plenty. And he spoke out in a quiet but audible voice, unbelievably magically audible given the size of the audience, saying these words: "There's no great wizard behind the curtain. Your meditation's path and practice will get you nothing you do not already have. Enjoy them now. Do not go back to sleep. Just like a gambler, you repeat phrases to gain personal purity and greatness. Who's winning the favour of who? Can constructs contain your eternal self? Enter into unknowing. You have ideals, the universe, worthiness of God, yet faltering and failing you meet your opposition. That only ego has a problem with ego, and like burning away the dross from the gold, your purity, greatness, loving, never sullied, shines. You never sullied, shine, he said. Secrets sought in cold, dark buildings, books and mountain caves. Merely sound and fury signifying nothing unless you answer to you. Don't overlook what is already here. You are without end. You are without end. Degraded, dishonoured, famed or purposeful are neutral, crippling or empowering only in your assumptions, your story of you. Leave yourself to yourself. You are the milk bucket. You are the milk bucket. Atonement, gratitude, trust, forgiveness, not needed here. It doesn't mean pain doesn't exist for you. Lay bare all that comes and goes. That's why they call it the razor's edge. Wretched or majestic, ascetic, indulgent, happy, hopeless, welcome all with complete acceptance. You cannot be more empty or more full. Your grand vision or your rat hole, conqueror or vanquished, the hunter or the hunted, are just like the sun will rise only to set. You are not two. And then he finished, and his courtiers gathered round him, and I could hardly see him, but I advanced a bit closer, kept on moving closer, until his courtiers said, "No, Father." But seeing me, he graciously beckoned, and leaning forward on one elbow on his throne, he spoke, almost as a suggestion, pointing me to the interconnectedness that we have to the inherent bounty of life, saying to me, "You were asleep, dreaming of being awake. Awakened, you need never sleep. now and in all moments of existence. And that sovereign gave me one last task, befitting my journey's end, to meet a captain well known and much loved as the discoverer of gold. Far travelled, I reached a vast trading port, and there the tall mid-mast of her ship fluttered in the stiff breeze her distinctive flag, the ship rising and falling on the swelling tide, provisioned to sail. She readied herself to speak from the lower deck. The crowd, seething crowd, on the pier grew silent. My ears keen, my eyes fixed, spirit uplifting, waiting for those precious words that the sovereign had told me to hear. And she said this: a captain's eyes are full of wings, unburdened of answers, certainty, special power, free for soaring across the oceans, unmoored from the pier of beliefs, epistemologies, nihilism, atheism, agnosticism, pessimism, optimism, any ism. She, with fresh eyes, set sail. Be it a voyage of purpose or a response to a dire need, she knows that the compass points not to true north. The map is not the seascape. Nothing to achieve, no problems to solve, only actions to take. She navigates by inner compass. On deck, she does not seek ascendancy. Control is a diversion, her own master. She's like the trim tab that guides the rudder, that steers the ship. Reading the heavens, enduring hardships, rotting in the brig, war and peace, wins and losses, their resulting inflation or deflation, do not distract her mission. They are the waves. She is the ocean. And to her destination's ports, celebrating crowd, she says, it's as if I arrived where I started. And such a long journey. That I didn't know it wasn't possible. Was the breath of wind for fortune, the passage to plenty. That I did not know it wasn't possible was the breath of wind for fortune, the passage to plenty. And then she turned to address her crew and officers. And I was standing there like the others dispersed, like, and I was, did I miss it? Did I get what the sovereign told me to get? She saw me out of the corner of her eye, standing there alone, and beckoned me to come on board, and the sailors allowed me on board. Walked with me, took me to the captain. I stood a respectable distance from her, revered figure that she was, that she is. And speaking softly in the language of the heavens and the deep and bountiful oceans, She explained the essence of her words befitting my journey's end. She said this: no matter how fraught the forbidden shores, seas of thieves, deficits of provisions, despite all sorts of wretches and villains, stand at the helm, tension those ropes, the sails to catch the wind, for the prize is yours. No matter what, stand at the helm, tension the ropes, those sails to catch the wind, for the prize is yours, now and in all moments of existence. No matter what, the prize is yours, now and in all moments of existence. Thank you very much.